YouTube, how's it going? Excuse the wind. Welcome back to a new vlog and part 2 of the bike, the cheap bike. Excuse the wind, it is very windy. Let me go and crouch. So it is very windy and it's a bit of a rubbish day. I've not been very well. Everyone was ill in my household the last week, and then I got it. So yesterday at work I was sick and I had to come home. So yeah, didn't get around to finishing this off. But this is going to be the final part of about this bike, because I will explain when we're indoors. But let's just have a quick go on it, and yeah, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so here we go. Excuse the wind. So you have a battery here. Let's turn this on, and then we turn it on up here. Okay, so we have a few settings. So 0, obviously, it means it's not doing anything. 1 gives you a slow push. 2 gives you a bit more of a push, and 3 gives you maximum up to the 15.5 miles an hour. If you hold down the minus, it will put into walk mode. So holding it down, and then that will work its way up to 6 kilometers an hour. So it just helps you get up the hill. Right, so let's just give it a bit of a pedal. Okay, so we are in top gear, and off we go. Motor's going to kick in. So it's a bit of a jerk when it gets going, but I'm kind of expecting it really. Okay, so here we go. Unfortunately, it's a bit of a headwind. So, apologies about the wind. Let me just shut this door. Okay, so just to put it into context, so if you can imagine, this is kind of what it feels like when you pull away and the gearing kicks in. That jerking off movement that you get when it moves away. So if you hold down the walk mode, you see how it jerks and then it suddenly takes off. You basically get that sensation from it. Okay, so apologies again for the wind, depending on what I end up cutting out, because it is really windy out there. So okay, so the bike itself rides fantastic. It's really good. I really like it. As it stands at the moment, obviously I've only ridden it twice, and there is a few issues that I would say are not really issues as in anything to worry about, but things you need to bear in mind. Let's start with number one. It might be worth taking it to a bike shop if you're not sure on how to set anything up, because I did have quite a lot of trouble with setting the gearing up and also setting the brakes up, because obviously they are only cheap components anyway, but obviously during shipping and all the rest of it, they need a bit of fine tuning. Obviously if you don't really know how to do that, bear that in mind. I'm not sure what a bike shop would charge. It could be anything between 20 and £50, depends on how extent they need to go onto it. But otherwise it wasn't too bad. Assembly wise, it was fine, didn't take long at all. Put pedals on and handlebars, that sort of thing. Number two problem that I think is it's heavy. It's not that heavy, but it is heavy. I can't tell you exactly how much it weighs, but it's heavy. It's fine for if you're riding about generally, but if you were to have to put it on your shoulder, lug it upstairs and stuff, just bear in mind it is quite heavy compared to a standard bike. It kind of feels like an 80s mountain bike when the weight wise, it almost feels like solid steel. The pedals are horrible and the seat is horrible. Pedals, they are metal pedals, but they are cheap metal pedals, so they do hurt a little bit. Not so much hurt, but they're just really uncomfortable. And the seat, if I was going to keep this, I would be getting rid of that seat straight away, because there is no give whatsoever. So if you do get this bike, which I do recommend, it's great, it's a great bike, it's really good. Yeah, the seat, but I mean, for the price and that, what you're expecting, you could probably upgrade everything on it, but then you may as well have bought a £1,000 bike. But otherwise, yeah, generally fine. Now here's the biggest issue and problem that I've got with this bike. It's faulty. So I've spoke to Argos and they haven't got any more of these bikes. They said, did I want to exchange it for a different one? Not even going to bother, because they don't do any other ones like this unless you're going to spend thousands, and I'm not going to spend thousands with Argos because fix the object. The battery on it is faulty because the terminal on it has got damage or burnt marks. Obviously I'm not taking any chances with anything like that, mainly because it's a lithium battery and you don't want anything that's burnt that could possibly cause a fire or anything like that. But you can see one of the terminals looks like it's burnt. And forgetting all that, it's brand new. So I wasn't going to be like, yeah, it's fine, it'll be okay. It does still work, but it's temperamental. It's just not worth the risk. So I've got to now dismantle the bike, put it back in its box, ready for them to collect it on Sunday. So yeah, so that is the end of that bike already. But it was nice to get a bit of a test ride with it, have a little play, see what it was like, and I can quite happily give it a, probably, let's give it a 6 to 7 out of 10, just because it is generally quite a nice little bike. Is it worth the money? I think for what you're getting, it's about right, to be fair. You're not gonna probably get much better unless you build it yourself or you spend a bit more money. But this particular bike, it was £699 plus £6 delivery, which is a bit silly. You would have thought, being Argos, you'd get a free delivery, but it was £6 delivery. They do lots of payment plans, which is quite good. But just feel for that sort of money, I could have spent an extra sort of 500 quid or even £1,000 and had something that was really cool and really good. But obviously I was trying to get a cheap one to see what it's going to be like, and obviously it's not going to. I'm not going to have it for very long, as in 2 days. because obviously it's broken. So I'm going to get it packed up now, put it back in its box, ready for them to collect it. So overall, you know, I think it's an okay bike. Hope this helps everybody who's looking for one. Definitely worth buying, I reckon. If you wanted to get started with an e-bike of some description, I don't think you're going to get much difference in bikes unless you start going on Amazon and things like that and getting something a little bit different or similar. But I think that all of that price range is going to be all about the same unless you go and, like I say, build one yourself. And yeah, so anyway guys, I'm going to end that here. If you're new here, hi, hello, like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Hopefully when I've got around to making it and sorting it all out, because I've got like loads of editing to do, but because I've been ill, I've not been able to do anything. Anyway, that's not your problem, that's my problem. I'll see you on the next one. Keep biking, get yourself fit.